Good morning! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been so long since I made a video. I totally made a video and dipped. Sorry about that. We've been traveling a lot, seeing my family, Noah's family. Isabella's been going through lots of changes in the past few months. She's almost walking, so it's getting harder to keep up with her, but I'm back. I'm just kind of gonna do a Monday reset. Get laundry done, wash some dishes, get some cleaning done. So come with me. Hi, Oakley. We love him. He's part of our fam jam. Lunch break. It's time for her nap. I wanted to sit down and talk about my birth story. It's been a while now, almost 9 months since I've had Isabella. So there's a couple things that I might not remember, but everything that I do, I will explain it all the best way. So to kind of start this off, I had a pretty easy pregnancy, I feel like. I never had morning sickness. I had food aversions, strong sense of smell, extreme fatigue. I was always tired. So those were my first couple of symptoms, and then obviously as the pregnancy went on, a lot more started to come up. I loved my pregnancy, every second of it. I started feeling her kick around 15 weeks. That was amazing. Up until I was 39 weeks at this point. I had been like walking a lot. I drank raspberry leaf tea like 1 to 2 times a day and doing a bunch of like exercises to help induce labor. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but I am gonna obviously talk about, my birth story, but nothing like, juicy. On Monday, December 19th, I noticed that I had like kind of been leaking throughout the day. My OB told me that the closer I got to going into labor, the more, my body was going to prepare for that. So me being like that was not out of the ordinary. Now, I just want to say, I've always thought your water breaking was some dramatic event. It was not like that for me. Monday, when I started feeling like I was leaking more than usual, apparently that was my water rupturing. Tuesday morning, December 20th, I wake up around 10 in the morning. I notice that when I stand up, something is like dripping down my leg. So I call Noah and I'm like, hey, this just happened. I don't know if this is like my water breaking. What should I do? So he comes home. I'm feeling some contractions and we called my OB and I told them, I didn't know if my water was broken. So she sent me to the OB-ED across the street. So we go to the OB-ED. We did not have our bags. Everything was packed and ready to go because I knew the day was coming anytime now, because I had already went to the OB-ED one time before this because I was dehydrated. So I didn't know if they were just gonna send me back home again. They confirmed that my water did break, and apparently it broke on Monday when I felt like I was leaking more than usual. This whole time my water had been ruptured at the top of my belly and was just leaking, and I wasn't contracting because I tend to have really strong period cramps. So I guess my body had built some kind of tolerance to pain, and I was admitted on December 20th at 11 a.m. And then they started me on Pitocin at 12. And right after they started me on Pitocin, Noah left to the house to get our things. When he came back to the hospital, I went ahead and just called everyone and told them that it was happening. My whole family lives in Alabama, so I had to make sure to call my parents first so they could go ahead and be on their way. I was induced with Pitocin at 1. I didn't start feeling anything till about 3 or 4. At first, they started me with nitrous oxide, which is the laughing gas, and then they started getting stronger around 7:30, so I asked for the epidural. My parents got to the hospital at 8. His mom and brother were already waiting in the lobby. Around 2 to 2:30 a.m. it's time to push. At this point, I felt like my epidural had worn off. I was feeling intense pain on my like lower back and tailbone. But obviously everyone's epidural story is different. Mine in this case wore off. Outfit change. I actually just went to go get Isabella. She's playing in her room right now. I labored for 14 hours and I had her at 3:57 a.m. on December 21st. She weighed 6 pounds and 8 ounces, just like her mama. And honestly, I had the best birth experience. Our hospital had this thing going on while we were there, and who was going to be the 4,000th baby, and we ended up being the 4,000th baby to be delivered at this hospital. And so they did a little celebration with us, had our picture posted on their Facebook page welcoming Isabella, and yeah, it was just a great experience. We got a steak dinner. Once I was admitted and started laboring, I couldn't eat anything, so I had to wait for breakfast on December 21st. So I hadn't eaten since dinner on the 19th, and I didn't eat until breakfast on the 21st. So I didn't eat for an entire day. But overall, I had the greatest birth experience. Noah was just incredible. Changed all of the diapers the first couple days while I was adjusting to breastfeeding and my own healing. And we were discharged on December 22nd, just in time for Christmas. After going through all that, honestly, there's a couple things that I would change. I would probably wait to ask for an epidural maybe a little later, or I don't know, I just would do that differently. Other than that, everything went pretty smoothly. A healthy baby, and that's all we could have asked for. So this was my birth story. I know that for me, it was helpful to watch YouTube videos on this kind of thing because, you know, going into it your first time, you don't really know what to expect. And that was me. Like, I was in your shoes, trust me. I was so scared just because of the unknown. In the end, everything turned out to be okay. I just hope it at least helped give you guys more of an insight on like the epidural and everything. It worked incredibly for a couple hours. Just up until the point where I had to start pushing is where I started feeling like it wasn't working for whatever the case. If you hear a child, that's Isabella. Say hello. She's in the stage right now where she's putting everything in her mouth. If you were interested in wanting to know what I packed for the hospital, because I definitely overpacked. The hospital literally had everything. I can definitely make a video on that. Make sure to like this video and leave a comment on what else you want to see from me in the future. I will see you guys in the next one.